Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a question from block 4 MEG 14. This came in your December 19 previous year's question. This is related to Rashasundari Devi. So any Rashasundari Devi question, if it comes, you can use this answer and then answer accordingly. If you want, you can take a screenshot. I'll be going through the entire question. So let's get into it. What impression do we get of Rashasundari Devi's personality and attitude when we read Amar Jiban illustrate? Let's start with the introduction. Rashasundari Devi's autobiography Amar Jiban presents the portrait of a remarkable woman whose personality is shaped by courage, perseverance, humility and spiritual faith. Through her life story, readers gain insight into both her individual character and the social conditions found by women in 19th century Bengal. So to answer this question, I have made a mnemonic. I have made a word out of it. If you remember that word, you can answer this question flawlessly. So the word is D shifts. S-H-I-F-T-S. D shifts. So what does D shift means? D means she was determined. S means she was selfless and had a sense of duty. H means she was humility. She had humility and simplicity. I means she had independent thinking and was courageous. F means she had deep spiritual faith. T means she was thoughtful, and S means she had self-expression. So only these features, if you remember, of her personality and attitude, you can write any Rashasundari Devi answer. Okay, so now let's get into it. One of the strongest impressions we receive is that of a determined and resilient women. From childhood, Rashasundari possessed a deep desire to learn. Although society discouraged women's education and denied girls access to schools, she never abandoned her dream of becoming literate. Despite overwhelming domestic responsibilities, she secretly taught herself to read. Her determination in the face of social familiar restriction reveals an extraordinary strength of character. Second, we also see Rashasundari as a courageous and independent thinker. At a time when reading and writing were considered inappropriate for women, she challenged this convention through her actions. Learning the Bengali alphabet on her own required immense courage because she was defying deeply rooted social customs. Her achievements reflects a quiet but powerful spirit of resistance against oppression. उन्होंने अपने आप को खुद शिक्षित किया था. No teacher, nothing. She tore a page from her husband's book and she used to study there. She also used to go through her son's school activities, and then she taught herself. Imagine teaching yourself the alphabets just because she had an intense desire for knowledge. And आजकल के बच्चों को देखो पढ़ने में मौत आती है. वो तो चलो मुझे भी आती थी, but yeah. Another important aspect of her personality is her humility and simplicity. She was very humble and simple. Throughout Amar Jiban, which is her autobiography, which she herself wrote in a very throughout her years, she narrates her experiences in a straightforward and unpretentious manner. She does not glorify her achievements or seek sympathy for her sufferings. Instead, she presents her life honestly and sincerely. This simplicity makes her narrative authentic and deeply moving. Now, the autobiography also reveals her selflessness and sense of duty. As a wife and mother, she devoted herself to the welfare of her family. She worked tirelessly in the household, often sacrificing her own comfort and even her means. Her willingness to endure hardship for the sake of others reflects the nurturing role expected of women in our society, while also highlighting her personal generosity. उन्होंने अपने अमर जीवन में खुद लिखा है कि कभी कभार इतना काम रहता था उनको कि एक वक्त की रोटी नहीं खा पाती थी वो, मतलब 25 लोगों के लिए बनाती थी खाना, बट खुद नहीं खा पाती थी. सोचो जरा, मतलब कितना रिस्पांसिबिलिटी होगा. और उसके ऊपर उन्होंने 12 बच्चे जन्म दिए थे. बताओ, one pregnancy is so hard and she had 12 pregnancies and then she had the responsibility of 25 members. माने unbelievable. And that too she used to cook in parda. सोचो जरा. Rashasundari's personality is further marked by her deep spiritual faith. Her trust in God provided her with strength and comfort during difficult times. Religious devotion was not merely a social obligation for her; it was a source of inner resilience. Her desire to read religious texts was one of the main motivations behind her quest for literacy. वो पढ़ना ही क्यों चाहती थी? पहला जो मोटिवेशन था उनको religious text पढ़ना था, उनको गीता, महाभारत, रामायण ये सब पढ़ना था. इसीलिए उन्होंने खुद को शिक्षित किया. सोचो. In addition, we perceive her as a thoughtful and socially aware observer. She recognizes the injustices suffered by women and records them with honesty. Although she does not openly rebel against society, her narrative exposes the hardship of early marriage, domestic confinement, and the denial of education to women. Through her expression, she implicitly criticizes the patriarchal structure of her time. And finally, Rashasundari emerges as a pioneer of women's self-expression. By writing her autobiography, she transformed her personal experience into a testimony of women's life in 19th century India. Her work gives voice to those who